Hello and welcome to Marriott MBA today. I'm your host, Trevor McDougall, and I'm here with one of our first-year students, Gabby Cunningham. Thank you for joining us, Gabby.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Gabby, you have a slightly different background than most of our MBA students. Can you tell us a little bit about your undergraduate degree and what you did before coming here?
Sure. So my undergraduate degree is in acting. So I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts as an actress. And I actually did a minor in social sciences as well, so a little bit of kind of statistical research stuff. But my degree in acting was really a blast. I did a lot of plays, musicals, films, that kind of thing, and then I also did a lot of performance coaching as an undergrad.
Okay. So then after your undergrad, you went and you worked for the Missoula Children's Theater, is that right?
Yeah.
Could you tell us about that? What did you learn there?
Sure, yeah. So Missoula Children's Theater is a really fast-paced theatrical experience. So instead of focusing on kind of creating a really unique art piece, the focus of Missoula is on training for leadership skills for children. And so we worked with kids 5 to 18, and we'd go into a city every week, kind of a new town, and from Monday to Friday, we would teach an entire musical and launch it by the weekend. And it really taught me a lot about process, about flow, about kind of how you get things to work really efficiently, and to work with a variety of personalities.
So it's a variety of business skills in a completely different environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. And then after that, you've also done some work with Studio C, is that right?
Yes.
Could you tell us about that?
Sure.
What did you do with Studio C? How did you help out?
Yeah, so I started with Studio C as a dialect coach. So they brought me in. Like I said, I've been coaching. I have my own coaching company, and I've been performance coaching for about 5 years. And so they said, hey, we're looking for some help on dialect specifically. So that's the accents that the different actors do. And I have a background in that and know quite a few accents myself. And I was able to go in and kind of teach them the process of how they could teach themselves dialects, or how they could learn, kind of an approach, a framework for learning dialects. So I worked with them for season 4 and season 5, and so every time you hear a funny accent in season 4 or season 5, I was involved in creating that. Now,
is that something that anyone could learn? Could anyone learn to develop an accent, or is that something that requires a lot of special skills or talent?
There's a couple of things. Number one, I don't think the barrier to entry is as high as people kind of assume it might be. One of the tools I built to help the actors to pick up dialects really quickly, because Studio C has a really, really fast turnaround time.
Right.
The actors get a script, and 2 weeks later they're on stage performing, and it's not just one script. They've got 20 different sketches or something, and so they may have 5 or 6 different dialects that they're responsible for in a singular show. So I built a YouTube channel to assist them in learning dialects. So a lot of times a dialect coach will say, okay, here are the vowel changes you need to make, here are the sound changes you need to make. And then they say, go listen to authentic speakers. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't have, a Scottish friend and a Persian friend, all these different dialects you might need to know just on hand, ready to be listened to. So I put together a YouTube channel that consists of videos with authentic speakers. So I did a lot of research to find people from the particular places we're looking for. Videos of memorable characters. So, really, because it's comedy, it might not always be about authenticity as much as it about, credibility. And then also kind of tips from other coaches, other actors, and other experts. So that's one thing we did to kind of make it a fun and fast process for them to pick up new dialects, since they have such kind of a tight schedule.
Right. Okay. So in all your time working with Studio C, what's your favorite moment? What's something that just really sticks out to you?
Well, there's a lot. It's working with comedians, right? It's a good time. One of my favorite kind of coaching moments for me was, there's a sketch for season 5 called Couchville, and this was developed during an improv, I think, workshop or class that the cast took together. And so the premise is that Matt is, the owner of the home, and people live inside his various pieces of furniture. Mm-hmm. And he discovers this by kind of digging through his couch and discovering a crown and like a history book of the people of Couchville. And so then Jason and Whitney pop up, and they're like the king and queen from Couchville. Mm-hmm. And so Couchville is a Scottish land, apparently, we find out. Naturally. And anyway, so throughout the sketch, we had one actor had been slated to be kind of the page to the king, so the person that comes and assists. And because of costume reasons and other reasons, future sketches, that kind of thing, they decided that needed to change. So I had coached one actor completely. They were ready, set to go on doing a Scottish dialect. Well, then we had to switch and do another person, and we're getting closer to the deadline when we're going to be shooting. And so then I take that actor and we work on it, and we kind of get them ready and help them feel like they're ready to go in Scottish. And then we get the news that we have to switch again. And so it was really interesting because by the end, it was just like, okay, here are the 5 things you need to know. Here's all you need to do. It's 15 minutes, and there you go. You're Scottish. Go make it happen. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. And they all did a really good job of picking it up very quickly.
All right. So are there any lessons from acting or from your coaching experience that you could apply to the MBA program in general?
Definitely. I think one of the most interesting things for me is actually a principle of improv that I think can apply really well in business, and it's called the principle of yes and. So we teach this at workshops with the Missoula Children's Theater, but the idea is when someone comes to you with an idea, if you're improving, and you go no, then suddenly the audience gets disengaged. Whereas if you say yes and then kind of add to what someone's already brought you, that really helps. Well, in business, I think a lot of times if an idea comes to you and you're not sure how it applies, it might not be that you need to reject the idea, but instead say yes and let's add to that.
So open the doors up for more conversation
Exactly.
rather than shutting it down.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Gabby, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Marriott MBA today.